Let's explore Zettlekasten today. I approach Notion from systems first perspective because Notion is a tool and there has to be a system which the tool enables, and that's exactly what Notion is great at. So without having a systemic thinking, Notion is like having Lego blocks and not knowing what to build. So if you know what to build, you will be able to put the pieces together and it can work for you. So for me, Notion was a boon in many ways because it opened up the systems designer in me and made me think in very different ways. So here is a Zettlekasten that I created for myself. A little bit of background in case you're very new to Zettlekasten. So the word Zettelkasten means, I think in German, it's a slip box. It's basically a box which can hold things together. So in other words, you can call it as a notes box. And this was used by a famous scientist who went through a PhD without spending a single penny, just by using methods of learning from research papers and books. And he was able to write at least some 100 plus papers and some 60 books and things like that. I was very inspired by how this person could create a web of knowledge. And that's exactly what is Zettelkasten that he created physically. So he used index cards and created them. And I just wanted to see if I will be able to create a web of knowledge depending upon what I wanted to do for the next probably 30 years. And that's the thought process. So without going deeper into the specifics of Zettelkasten, that itself is a huge thing. Here is a simple way of looking at it. There are 3 types of notes that you take. 1 is a fleet, 2 is a reference or literature notes, 3 is your understanding, which is a perm notes. So here is my method of Zettelkasten. So most of mine are just fleets, so to speak. Let's open up Zettelkasten itself using Notion. And I have a lot of things that I was able to kind of put them together. This was a thread that I wrote when someone asked me, what is Zettelkasten? So this is my notes, and I was able to bring them together as a part of a Twitter thread. So this is pretty much, let's say I'm listening to, say, Sadhguru, for example, as funny as it sounds. So I was able to create a note tag, and I was able to know the time, and here is the source. And to me, everything is a project. Either it is finite or infinite. And of course, we need to talk about the circle of curiosity, whether it is a fleet or whether it is a perm, things like that. This is a systemic discussion. That's not what I'm trying to do today. So this is how you can actually have your entire notes, and I'll be able to search whatever I wanted to search. For example, let's say I wanted to know something about, say, system. And everything that has systems are actually coming here, and pretty much imagine having 100,000 notes like this, backlinked and linked and sequenced. And so I play around with Zettelkasten, and there is a specific diversion that I took from how the original Zettelkasten was kind of invented. I wanted to separate my sources differently, and which we can talk about as book notes separately. But this is pretty much how you can, every note that I take sits in only one page. And this is all my fleets. I just took a very short bit so that I can show this to you. But in all honesty, I have thousands of fleets and notes that comes from variety of sources that I assimilate from. And that's Zettelkasten for you. For example, these are all my own systems, things that are happening from my head and not from any other source. That's from Case Maker OS. And so these are variety of templates and examples and discussions and lectures and all of this. I don't have to search anywhere. This is just one place where everything happens. So that's Zettelkasten for you.